Welcome to Tennis Sucks, Pickleball podcast by Travis Rettenmeyer and Graham D'Amico. We want to thank our sponsor, Ruck Pack, which is your all-purpose bag for pickleball, gym, and travel. Did you know it had a solar panel for charging and a insulated area for food and compartments that are waterproof for wet clothing, which you can use Rattlesnake 15 to get 15% off your next Ruck Pack.
Yeah, so I want to say, Graham, have you used your Ruck Pack yet, Graham?
Yes.
You have.
I haven't used the charging. We keep going over this.
You need to use the charger. But that day when you said it was in the rain, was your stuff good?
Stuff was good.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so they're actually building like 2 more bags now. And I think one will hold like 8 paddles. It'll be huge. Larger compartments and, meant more for like a pro pickleball player. The bag they have currently, though, is incredible for a rec player, primarily because it's about 1 to 2 paddles, clothing, food, and then, of course, if you're at the courts as much as Graham is, which is often, quite a lot, then having that solo charger is clutch. Can't tell you how clutch that thing comes up.
We are at the courts today, a little wet, not so much action happening here today.
Cold.
Pickleball courts looking more like the tennis courts today.
Yeah, cold, rainy day here in St. Pete, so not the ideal conditions, but we press on with pickleball news.
What was the weather like out at the Masters?
Cold, so cold. And it was like decent during the day when the sun was out, but man, as soon as that sun started to go down on, you just got that that desert cold where it was like 40s. And boy, it was playing so fast. I mean, maybe the fastest conditions I've ever played in.
Is that what different from because it's the Vulcan ball you were playing with? Like, how did that react to the cold weather?
Not well. I definitely think there's going to be a ton of complaints from players. And as far as I know, Vulcan is very open to making changes to their ball. So we all have to give suggestions on what our critiques on what we felt. Playing with the ball here in 70-degree weather, I was like, okay, this is a good ball. But man, in the cold, it did not do well. We had one particular match where Roscoe and I play maybe an 8-shot first point. Second point, he has served, the ball rolls. And literally by point 2, you could grab the ball and it would look like a square. So, I don't think that they maybe had done a bunch of play testing in very cold weather, but it did not take to the cold very well. The bounces were really, really challenging. It was consistently out of round. So, yeah, I think if you watch on TV, you're going to see a lot of players like, almost gasping at the bounce that they get. And that was just a part of the game there.
Did you notice that affecting singles games more than doubles games? Or
Yeah, actually, Ben said that to me, because the return is obviously such a critical portion of singles. He felt like he wasn't getting a clean bounce off of Kuang Dong's serve, and therefore his returns were landing short, and he was not happy about it.
That is a perfect segue because Kuang Dong is on the list of things to talk about, considering he absolutely ignited that match against Ben. What were you guys' thoughts about that match?
I don't think it's all that surprising. Do you?
I don't. No, there was actually on Tyler Loong's pod, King of the Court, they had Ben maybe a month and a half ago, and he referred to Kuang as like the future of pickleball, the guy to watch. And I think for a variety, certainly in singles and maybe in doubles, he's coming because I watched him play in doubles, and he played much, much better. The kid is working his ass off, obviously. Seems to have an incredible discipline, a father that is, on top of him to make sure that he's training and doing the right things. And so, yeah, I don't think it was all that surprising because he, along with a lot of singles guys now, are kind of altering the way the game is played and that they're so versatile off both sides, forehand and backhand. And so he can really hit every spot off the forehand wing, off the backhand wing, so his passing shots are money. And now that he's learning the cat and mouse and a little bit more of a flick at the line, like he's only going to get better and better. This is only going to be happening more and more often to Ben in singles, and I think even Ben knows that.
Does that mean that Ben's going to change his game, you think? I
think he's already trying to.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, like if you watch Ben, which is, credit to him, he's working on a 2-handed drop, a 2-handed roll drop, a 2-handed backhand that he is a little bit more versatile with. And I think he has to. The guys that are like Jaume Martinez-Vic is another one who, if you play to his backhand, you have to guard every part of the court because he can roll that hook angle. If you can drive it firm line and hook an angle, very, very tough. Almost everyone can do that off the forehand. Not a lot of people off the backhand. On the men's side, the girls are actually better at it. And now that we're seeing that two-hander become such like a prominent part of the game, not only in singles but in doubles, yeah, Ben is going to have to add that to his game to keep competing.
Yeah. I was wondering if Kuang would go all the way after that upset to Ben, but Dylan played really, really well against Kuang the next day.
Also, Kuang was injured and I think really aggravated playing Dylan. Like in the first game, I think they talked about.
Yeah, I don't think he looked like the same player that he had during the rest of the week. And nothing against Dylan. Dylan played awesome. Dylan's playing great and obviously caught fire. Dylan was down his first round to Patrick Kwaka and down 11-6, 10-5, looking like he was going to be done. Not really playing very well. Somehow squeaked out of that match and then annihilated JW, annihilated Tyson, like I want to say 5-4 or 5-6, like not that close, and clearly caught fire, and now is having his best singles result in a very long time, playing great.
Yeah, in fact, Kuang just he was supposed to play Jack Socket for the bronze medal match today, and he withdrew. So Jack got bronze in singles.
Yeah, I think he's had a knee problem for quite a few months now.
And that's a shame. What is he, like 17?
17 years old.
Yeah. I wonder if that's like from playing too much, or if that's some other thing happening.
He might have tweaked it, but man, when you play tennis as long as he did and as many hours as he did, and it seems like he's extremely regimented where he's, practicing for sure. He's going to have some wear and tear,
Yeah. So you did get to watch a lot of the Masters this weekend, Graham.
Yeah,
is that
are
right?
you up to date this time?
More than I have in the
great.
past. Yeah,
Great.
I've
Well,
watched some.
that
I
was
watched
9,
some.
So you're up to date. I mean, you seemed to like Graham's notes and everything today. He seemed to know everything that was happening. But someone did point this out to me. Coco Gauff did not win Brisbane this year. So you said that last pod. Somebody wrote me to confirm with you and let you know that you were wrong.
Then who won it?
I have no fucking clue. I don't look at it. I don't follow tennis.
Damn.
But they were disappointed in your
Factoid.
factoid.
Golf did not win Brisbane.
Apparently not.
I kind of have to look that up.
You
You
want me to
trust
look it up
that?
for
You
you
trust
now?
that person over me, huh?
I do. Yeah, they're an Australian. They're in Australia right now, and I'm sure they're. Hold on.
It's possible.
My phone's about to die. That's good.
Do you have a factoid to share with us today, Graham?
Not that I can think of offhand. Big snow game for the Bills today.
That's true.
Yep.
They were paying $20 an hour for people to come and shovel it.
Really?
She
Throughout
won
the
the
night?
ASB Classic.
What?
Sorry, she won the ASB Classic, which I think is Auckland. But not Brisbane.
Auckland.
That's what it was.
Probably Auckland. I was thinking of.
Damn. But yes, back to the
very
Bills thing, 'cause
convenient.
that's far more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally are paying people $20 an hour to come shovel snow. That's
Yeah,
how
so people
shitty it
are
is.
shoveling snow in order to get like tickets to the game, which I think is hilarious. I think it said it's like 6 hours to get the worst ticket in the stadium or something
Really?
like that of shoveling. Yeah.
Did you see? I think it's going to be like minus 45 degrees with the wind chill.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I know it was really cold in
The
Chiefs
It was
game.
minus 20 degrees with the wind chill.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw them take a water bottle out of a cooler that you could buy, and the water's fine inside the cooler. They took it out of the cooler, and it immediately froze, so no one could buy anything because the second you pulled out of the cooler, it would freeze in your hand.
Crazy.
I don't know how humans survive in that. I understand we have blood running through us, but why are you
Can't
adding
happen
those
that
elements?
Fast,
You're
Graham.
gonna lose
There's no
some
way
fingers
it happens that fast.
What,
You don't
the water?
Take the bottle out and it freezes
Yeah, I
in a
did.
second.
Yes,
What do you mean? How's that possible?
because it's
Doesn't
that
make sense.
cold.
I don't know that it froze immediately, but it was
Icing over.
icing or like condensing or something. Yeah, I saw the video.
It would take time for it to
No,
freeze.
it's instant
It was
at
fast.
that
We'll have
temperature.
to see if we can find it.
That's why
Yes.
people take hot water. Even if these videos, they take hot water and they throw it out in the air, and then it just freezes midair, turns into basically frozen mist.
Okay.
What?
I'm saying okay.
Oh.
I'm not. One, I just don't believe you. And two, this isn't that interesting.
All right, go on.
Well, let me ask you this, Graham. You got to watch some pro pickleball again.
Yeah.
Did you, as a viewer, like watching the progressive draw format of it, or would you have rather it been the old format?
I like the progressive draw.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
seems to be very favorable for fans, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I
People are
like
really
the
liking it.
progressive draw. The part that they got to figure out is I don't know where to watch. I don't know who's coming on next on what court, and it drives me insane.
Yeah,
You
they
should see me like
Promote that
I'm
better
flipping
somehow.
through like I'm on YouTube, I'm on Amazon Prime, I'm trying to find the tennis channel, the pickleball TV channel, pickleball 360. I'm all over the freaking place.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get to one, I'm like, all right, was this yesterday or today? And what match is this?
Yeah.
I have no clue where I am ever.
That's true. With Pickleball TV, you just kind of jump in at any random moment. You're not really sure where you're watching, and you can't rewind, which sucks too.
Yeah. So the format I like, the The streaming of it, I'm not a fan of yet. It's way too complicated.
I think also are the YouTube comments disabled now? Like I think I saw that, right? That they're not showing any YouTube
really?
comments anymore.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I thought I saw some because PPA jumps in.
I think they're
PPA jumps in there and moderates it, and they're getting like spicy, which is strange to me. It's off brand for them. They like come in and kind of like talk shit to the other people.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Wow.
like.
I wonder who that is. I wonder who's
I
running the
don't know. I
social
wish I
that's
could give an
doing that.
example of the things they say, and I'm like, that's really strange for the PPA to say. Figure it out, dumbass. You can find the grandstand court. I'm like, what?
Whoa.
It's not quite that bad, but it's like it's poking fun at the people on the stream. It's strange.
That's wild. Yeah, but I do agree. I think that the progressive draw seems to be a little bit more of a easier thing to watch. I like being able to jump into any of the formats, but knowing that the skill, like where I'm at in the kind of like the rounds is helpful. I used to like watching the singles games, but having them stuck on Thursdays, it was made it tough for me to watch. But I like being able to catch it on the weekend.
Yeah.
So obviously the big debuts this weekend were the tennis pros, Jack Sock and Genie Bouchard. You guys want to tackle your reactions to those?
I mean,
Memes did a great job.
Memes always crushes it. I
Memes did a
love
great
now
job.
when I see something happen when I'm watching the stream. I try to time how long it takes for memes. Like when I saw, did you see Jay take one in the butt from Patrick?
Yes.
I was like, I wonder how long it take memes to get on this. Within an
Minutes.
hour.
Yeah.
And it's like an hour, but it's like, it's like Saturday night
They're
at
on
9
point.
o'clock.
I mean,
And up comes
insane.
the butt fumble.
and it's amazing how many like movies and clips that they just segue or put to it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Jack obviously super impressive. We played him in mixed. I played terrible, but he plays very, very fast. Forehand's a rocket, super crafty off the forehand wing. In my opinion, and this is just a quick segue, but the players in the next 2 years who are going to be top 10 players on the left side will all have two-handed backhands. The one-hander will cease to exist. And Jack, if he's going to be the guy in doubles, men's doubles, he's going to have to add a two-handed backhand roll cross because in the match against Kuang Dong and in the match against Ignatovich in mixed, he got lit up on that pattern because those guys are rolling it and he's chipping it. And yeah, so outside of that, Jack is probably one of the best athletes I've ever seen. Super creative, and I think he loves pickleball. Like he's having a blast. He really enjoys it. He's practicing. I think he's motivated to get better. So I have no doubt that he'll be, searching for medals every week in every division. Was really pissed I missed the Nasty Nelson. That was actually more upsetting to me than playing as shitty as I did because I
Did you
played
see it,
about
Luke?
as bad
Yeah.
as I could ever play. That was probably the worst match I've ever played, to be honest. And I mean, I could blame certain things, but I just played like shit. Lacey didn't play great either, but they played very fast. Both of them played very well.
They were good.
They were very, very good. And we probably made them look better than they are, but that's on us.
You definitely were on track for that Nasty Nelson. I think that like
Oh,
it
it
was
had
hitting
him
him.
frozen.
It was
Yeah.
hitting him for sure. I just was 2 inches low, 3 inches low.
Probably
I
right in
mean,
the nuts.
Yeah.
It'd have been a great one.
Had it.
But I'm just proud of you that you went for it. When I said I was proud of you in the Jack Sock match, I wasn't talking about your play. I was
Thank you.
talking about the
Yeah,
Nasty
my play
Nelson.
was embarrassing.
I'm just glad you went for it. And then I was here on the courts during your Ben Johns match, and I was like, he says he might go for Ben too. So
I was thinking about it.
we all sat, and it took forever for you to get the first serve chance at him, just like it did in the sock match.
I should have. I'm sorry. I should have.
And we were all sitting here with our holding our breath, and
I
you didn't
promise
go
you, there's
for
gonna
it.
be a lot more of them to come. A lot more. And then like prediction was pretty much spot on with Genie. And I think all the results were about as expected, to be honest, between Jack and, maybe Jack overperformed a little bit being Garnett. It was a hell of a win in singles. But, he and Schick are not going to be a great team. That's just not going to happen. And he and Catherine, I think, can threaten as time progresses. Catherine's so good, so solid. And then Genie was the worst player in the draw, which was expected. She hasn't played pickleball before. Like nothing against her. As Graham said last time, she said she was excited about the tournament, which of course she's going to say it. It's like if you're promoting a movie, you don't say, this is the worst movie ever, come watch it. You say, this is the best action movie in a decade, and it sucks. But you go because they promote it that way. So yeah, she was awful. Like,
yeah.
had never played before.
Yeah. People were telling me that she'd really struggle on the beginner side of Crescent Lake.
She would not
Like
win
Crescent Lake beginner side would beat her
match
up.
on the advanced side. Not one. She would be like the partner that comes up and you're like, shit, I got to play with her.
Damn.
That Wimbledon experience didn't pay off at the Masters.
Well, I don't think she ever played. So the next morning, too, which was funny, is like when she was out, they put her together with Fleming. What's his name? Dave Fleming?
Yeah, Dave Fleming.
Dave Fleming. And Dave was out there with her for a couple hours, like trying to teach her the game, basically. I was like,
way.
is this what we're going to do? Like every week, is it going to be some kind of like tutorial on here's how you dink and here's how you, like, come on, what the fuck are we doing here? And
That's
so like
crazy.
I get the point of it. Yeah, she's a draw. And if she gets good at pickleball, it's awesome. But I don't think she's motivated to do so. I also don't think her game style translates to being a good pickleball player. I never thought it would. You know, she was a baseliner, took the ball early on the rise in tennis. That doesn't translate to this. It's a soft hands game, a feel game, a craft game. And so for me, it's like kind of a bad look because it just like kind of lowers the professionalism of the sport to some extent.
I mean, I will say that it does at least help us in some argument that tennis players don't just come in and slot right in the top spot. Like,
For
you know,
sure.
like there is a skill involved in pickleball that
A
you
ton
have to
of it,
learn.
yeah. And I think there are certain players that would transfer over better. I think when you, like Donald Young, for instance, was the one we didn't talk about much, but like his skill set for pickle, if he actually practices and likes it, he would be disgusting. Whether he's going to like it and practice is a totally different story.
How old is Donald Young?
Right around Jack's age, I think.
Oh, he's not that old.
Maybe a little bit older.
Why don't those two play together?
I don't know.
Jack and Donald.
I don't know. Maybe they're not that close. You know, like I mean, they've probably been watching each other play tennis for 20 plus years. Maybe they just don't want to be around each other. I have no idea. You know, maybe they like each other. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think Donald is like, I'm going to play every day and get really good at this. I think Jack is legitimately like, I want to be the best pickleball player in the world.
Yeah. So it's likely that we'll see Jack for the rest of the year on tour. Will Genie show up again, or was it kind of a one and done for her?
No, she's supposed
paid
to play.
she got paid a contract, a pretty good contract to play, so she kind of has to.
Wow.
I wonder if she thought that it would be like this embarrassing, or she doesn't care, or she doesn't realize that this is going on around her, that people are like, you're basically a beginner.
You are a beginner. Well, and those are the two questions. Like, it's either going to do two things. One, she's going to be like, okay, I'm going to get really good at this. I'm going to be motivated. Or she's going to be like, fuck this. I have no interest.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been so elite at something for so long. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And that it's a pretty big pill to swallow to be like embarrassing at something when you were so incredibly good at something else that's in a certain way comparable. So I don't know what her reaction will be. My guess is she won't practice.
Well, she won a game in women's with Chan. I don't know how, but
It wasn't bad.
yeah, they won a game.
Was that Chan or Wang?
Wang, yeah.
Oh, Wang, sorry.
Yeah. Before we go, there's other people that I want to get your thoughts on, but can we talk about the serve a little bit? I'm curious, like, what
God,
was
this is dumb.
what was the reaction from everyone on
The intention is right, like to take the serve out of it. But the problem is like one of the biggest issues with the previous rule was it was so subjective for the ref, and you're putting so much. Now you made it more subjective. Like literally, you have players. Okay, their palm is down, but they're lifting up the ball 3 inches to toss it. It's supposed to be illegal. And then, like, I swear to you, I'm dropping 4 in a row the same way, and one of them's called. Like, who fucking knows? Every ref is calling it different. So, like, Tyson, I think, struggled with it the most. He was trying to drop really low. Ben, when he was playing Deckel in doubles, got pissed because truly, like, based on the rule, Deckel's serve was illegal every time. He's tossing up 3-4 inches like this and then hitting the shit out of it. That's not supposed to be the way it is. So they say that they don't want to let you do a drop. So you're not allowed to do a drop serve, by the way. Did you know that?
I did know that, yes.
So you can't do a drop serve, which would solve everything because they say the optics aren't good, that it looks bad, like it looks unathletic.
Agree with that.
Nothing looks more unathletic than what we were doing right now. It looks ridiculous. We all look like robots trying to figure something out. There's no like biomechanical beauty to it. There's no poetry. It's ugly. So like, let's just either let us serve or let's take the serve out of it entirely. But so again, the intention is right. You have to get rid of the serve being a weapon, I think. But this isn't the right way, and I think they'll adapt as time progresses.
Do you have any thoughts or ideas of how it would be resolved, or is it just more like a?
I think drop serve only is the only way, where you just take away all. You know, then guys can still try to learn to serve big off the bounce, but then there's the ref doesn't have to make a call. Like they had it in the beginning, like if you had your arm had to be at 45-degree angle. If your arm was above, but then you had some players that were like short and they were putting their arm up higher, And then it was just like,
Yeah.
what is the metric here? Like we had no consistency with any ref. So yeah, I think the only way that it's solved for good, and I don't think it looks bad, I don't know why they think that, is drop hit. That's fine. Just do drop hit.
Yeah, I did see a lot of people missing serves, more than normal, it felt like, on the feeds that I watched.
Yeah, more
But
than normal.
I think this will be the fix. I think they'll stick with it. That's my take.
But it's not the fix. It's going to make the ref have to call such a tough call over and over and over. It doesn't fix that portion. The ref is still making a call based on their subjective thinking.
I think it's the fix.
Wait, so you're pro current rule serve? The serving rule, the dropping thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to stick, and I think that will be what they use for the fix going forward.
Okay.
But it's not the fix. So he's saying, like, what is the fix? You're saying something that obviously clearly is not the fix is the fix.
I think that's what they're going to stick with and consider it a fix. Good enough. Here we go.
So when 98 players, including Ben, who never gets upset.
Ben never
complains,
gets upset.
Well, like that. Where
He gets
he's
upset
like
at every single thing that happens to him.
barking
Think
at the
about it.
referee.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he got really aggressive with the ref.
With the
yeah.
Deckel thing. You
Yep,
saw that. Yeah,
yep.
that's not normal for him. And yeah, he gets upset. Of course he gets upset. But like where he barks at the referee about a rule or something, no, it doesn't happen.
It is too subjective, I
Thank you.
think. Yeah. I mean, I agree. A drop serve would be a little bit more like easy to definitively say you did the thing, you know. But the subjectivity about the height is really tough.
It's either that or just take like topspin out of it. You can't topspin on the serve. You have to slice it. You know, like, okay,
Sure.
now we really take the serve out of it. Fine.
Yeah. Or just drop it in. Have someone toss it in.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That's wild.
Your partner has to feed it to you.
I did see Jill Braverman's Instagram story of like refs teaching that people how to serve
It was crazy.
at the event, which is just so funny.
Frank Anthony Davis in his singles had 13 fault calls. And I promise you right now, the Frank Anthony Davis's serve was never a problem. But yet he's getting called for 13 of them because his hand was like at the wrong angle.
Poor Fad, man.
Fad,
Give
man.
Fad a break.
Give Fad a fucking break.
Guy's
And then-
working
And then
his
Jack
ass
had
off.
one that was hysterical. Jack's literally tossing it the same way every time, which to me, like, he was so uncomfortable doing it because again, it's so against like what your body wants to do biomechanically. And at one point, he's like, the ref was like, sideways toss, and he was like, sideways. He's like, so I threw it that way and then hit it. He's like, yes. Like, I didn't know I could do that. You can't toss sideways. Like, okay, this is just getting more and more ridiculous.
That's wild. Okay, yeah. So I think that might have been most of the stuff. I mean, what other things from the Masters did you find highlights or lowlights of? Or
Well, we're getting some results right now, so Travis might be looking it up. But Dylan and
I'm looking up
Federico
their
split. They're in game 3 as we're.
Oh yeah, let's talk really quick. When Kuang Dong played Ben, they had to have a 30-minute delay because Kuang came out with a white paddle, and
Right.
Ben was like, "Nope, can't play with that."
Yeah.
And they sat there and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, and then he came out with a pink one, and still did just fine. Go ahead.
is that because Kuang had to go find one? Like, did he not just have another one in the
Probably.
bag?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably had to
Interesting.
find
I
one.
actually played that white Selkirk last night and had a terrible time spotting the ball. Like, I was starting to get scared from my eyes, thinking, I wish I had
Couldn't see it.
goggles right now. Yeah, it was like, it would, not until it came to my kitchen line would I see it, and this guy was hitting rips at us from the kitchen line, and it was freaking me out, like a little bit scary. Like, I was going to take one to the face and
Yeah.
not know it. So I get where that complaint comes from. I don't know what it is with that specific paddle, but I had a really tough time the other night hitting against it.
How is it that do people not get informed way in advance about the white paddle thing? It's surprising to me that it took showing up at the match to then realize you can't play with it.
I don't
I
think,
think
that.
you can unless someone complains.
Right.
Oh, is that it?
That's the PPA rule.
Yeah, it's the same thing for like if you wear a shirt that's like the color of the ball, you can wear it until I say, "Hey, that shirt is bothering me."
Yeah.
I feel like paddle companies should just start not producing white paddle. I mean, I'm assuming
That
that's
would be
probably
That would probably be smart.
Yeah.
Yes. It should be a USAPA certification rule that white's not allowed. Just like
Yeah.
lime green.
yeah. One thing I did want to bring up is that we can now bet on pickleball in Florida. Have you?
I can't.
I suppose you can't. Yeah, but Graham, are you tempted at all to
I'll
throw
be your
some bets on?
proxy.
Probably gonna get fined for that. Thanks, Grant. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
There you go.
I've been getting advertisements on Instagram like crazy to sign up for Hard Rock, and I got about 10 people this week telling me how they're betting on pickleball now from Florida through the Hard Rock app. So
That's pretty cool.
I wish I got some referrals from Hard Rock, but sign on up if you're in Florida and want to gamble.
Yeah.
The first couple calls I got was like, we're up like $300 today. And then yesterday I had some miserable people at the court like, what's wrong, man? Why are you so down? Lost a bunch of money on pickleball.
Did they really? That's terrible.
Like, you idiots.
Jesus.
I had at least 5 friends reach out to me who don't know or watch pickleball, but they know I do. And they were like, if I give you $100, can you make something work for me?
This is why I was saying Luke knows. He bet. Luke was one of the people
I was
sad.
betting.
Oh,
Came
you
to
were
the court.
Yeah.
What was the bet you lost?
I had done a parlay on Kuang beating Dylan and then also Jack winning his singles match. And
so you went 0 for 2 and got smoked.
yeah, I mean, it was only $5. But
Let's talk about that really quick. How about Jack's loss to Staxford? He goes down, 11-1, 10-2, hits the ball inside the line.
Oh, yeah.
Betty calls it out, and Jack's like, dude, you're up 10-2. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Betty didn't want to give him an inch, give him nothing. And it was, a very anticlimactic finish for Jack, who'd been playing great and just played absolute dog shit against Betty, which happens,
It's so funny.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry about your loss. $5. Unfortunate parlay loss.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, we're learning. We're making adjustments. We'll come back and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and use a methodology to only put like 13% of my my bankroll on a thing, and then try and just increment it slowly.
Okay.
See
I'm
what
not allowed to
happens.
know about this. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah. Perfect. All right,
Don't
let me
worry, no one's betting on you this week. Oh, maybe that's it. Were you tanking in the Masters? The Russians got to you?
With my good friend Graham again, guys. Really, he's always full of solutions. Never has proposed one legitimate solution. Just tells me everything I do wrong.
So funny.
No, I told you played good in a match.
Shut the fuck up. I played like dog shit. You know it and I know it.
So, what do you think the reason is for not playing so well? Do you have an idea, or you just feel like it just was not it for you?
I have two reasons. One, I think that the conditions were super different to here when I left, and I don't think I adapted very well to them. I didn't get there early enough to play for 48 hours before in 20-degree less. So the ball just always felt really, really lively off my paddle. Like I was trying to find range. I never felt like I just had control.
Yeah.
And so I think that was one reason. And then, when you're in a match like that and you're kind of second guessing how the ball's responding, or, it just becomes very difficult to be free flowing and natural. And so I think that I have to find a way with my little daughter to, get to tournaments earlier and get high quality reps in the conditions that I'm going to play in so that I feel better. Because the only match I felt like I played well in actually was the match against the Johns. And that was my 7th match there, where it was finally like, oh, the ball feels right now. Like I actually know what's happening.
How early are the other pros getting there to practice?
Super early.
Yeah.
A lot of them getting there 2-3 days before. And then I think like some of them also came from cold conditions. Like let's say you were coming from Texas or you were coming from Arizona. It's very comparable. Like here was super different. So it was not easy for me to adapt.
Yeah.
But I think I need to do the J-dub thing and like take some weight off the paddle. Like trust me, my brain is analyzing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it was lively. Yeah.
And did you like playing with Schneemann and Bellamy? How did that go?
Lacey and I can play a lot better. I didn't think she played well either. Even the match we beat Hunter in Paris, I didn't play great, but she was good. She's always going to be a little hot and cold. She's got, which she knows as well as anyone, she's very high risk, high reward. And, I think we have some kinks to work out, but I think we can play well together. Roscoe's been playing pickleball for 1 year, has a really, really high upside, tons of very, very, very good skills. Loved playing with him. Like, couldn't be a nicer kid. Enjoyed his temperament, his attitude. He's positive. He's funny. So that, a win all around there for me. And I think, if you give him another year, I would say he's probably one of the best players. I just don't think he has like some of the patterns down yet. And then his hand speed is a little bit suspect. He's like good on the first counter, but because he's so tall and lanky, sometimes he's really upright. And once it goes 2 or 3 counters, he struggles. So, I think he's got room to improve, but like the skill set that he has, awesome. Like in a year, if he's playing with me, I'm lucky.
From what you saw of this tournament, are there people that you have your eye on? Not just for the year in general, but maybe even the draft?
Yes, definitely. Some players that I saw that have made huge strides, Kuang Dong being one of them. Like he and Pesationi played against Jack and Schick. We're up 10-5 game one, and Kuang was playing great. Pesa was playing very well. But I think Kuang has turned himself into a pretty formidable doubles player. He's nasty off the backhand dink cross court, which is just a huge shot now. It sets up so many things if you have that. The other one was Augie Guy, Augustus Guy, I believe his name is, Jay. And he played with Craig Johnson, who they had a good result. They almost beat Declan Tyson. He's a lefty Asian kid that is a data scientist, as far as I know, went to Brown, played tennis at University of Arizona. And I'm actually playing one event with him now. I was really impressed. Like very, very high IQ, doesn't play dumb, solid, steady. So, but he's a lefty on the right side. I would much rather move to the right side at this point. And, but yeah, he's one guy that I really watched that I was like, he's very good.
Interesting. So, maybe like switching gears to this MLP draft. I understand that there's some corrections that we need to make on format changes. What was it that we got updates on? Is it the scoring? Is that what was changed?
Go ahead, Travis. You're the one that was certain it was happening.
God, Grams. That's why Jimmy calls you mid. He's fucking add in like tidbits of nothingness. Yeah, I was wrong, apparently, but I probably won't be wrong in the long run. But the scoring system to 25 is not solidified yet, but it is. But it's not solidified yet, but it will be.
Wow, what a correction.
I mean, I don't know what I'm correcting here. Like, fucking, if we don't have to take it off, then yeah, I believe that system will be in play for the next MLP season, but we are told that it is not solidified yet. That it won't be to 25, no freeze, win by 2. My guess is that it will be that.
Got it.
We good now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. Feel the enthusiasm, the sincerity there?
Do you guys have any other updates on MLP at all? The rumor mill is that there's some merger announcement happening maybe Monday or some update on it.
That's what I hear as well. That they are, the whole week Connor was on the phone, which isn't surprising, nonstop, like start to finish. And I think he was trying really hard to get the deal done. It sounded like they were very close and it was imminent. Those were the words that I was told. From other players, I've been told the same thing, that from their sources, it's happening now.
Happening as in merger is being actually executed.
Signed and executed, and we will be moving forward.
They need our money to pay the players.
Correct.
Got it.
There's a sense of urgency. The players are probably looking for their checks.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this on the last episode, but one thing is that MLP is now broken in divisions.
Yeah.
So in Challenger, there's 4 divisions, 3 teams each, and they are by region. So in our division is the Miami Pickleball Club and the Brooklyn Aces, right, Travis?
That sounds right.
And our first event is the second week of February out in California.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just play a whole bunch of matches. So the winner of each division moves on to the finals. And then the other 2, so that's 4 teams. They're going to take 6 into basically into the championship. And the other 2 teams will be determined on point differential over the entire season.
Mm.
So you could technically have 3 teams from the same division all playing in the championship, right?
Yes. And I don't know if this is solidified or not, but 3 points if you win it outright, 2 points if you win in a Dream Breaker, 1 point if you lose in a Dream Breaker, and then 0 points if you get 3-1 or
3-1 or yeah. Yep.
So they're basically copying again the.
That's a potential format.
That's a potential format. Okay, I don't know for sure.
Also in Challenger, in Premier, it's 4 players on a team. In Challenger, it's going to be 6 players.
Right.
For the roster.
We talked about the subs.
Huh?
We did talk about the subs.
We talked about that last time, right? Yeah. But kind of a big difference, and it's going to be a snake draft come here the 24th for Challenger, full snake. Not sure exactly the format, how it's going to work out for Premier. It's a little bit different.
Do you know what position you have?
No, we do not know yet. Hopefully we get a decent position this time.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'd like to get one. That'd be fun to try
One
out.
would be great.
Yeah.
One would be great.
Who would be your first pick? Could you even
You don't
guess
know.
it? You don't know who that would be if you had one first pick?
Maybe Travis.
Might be.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I mean, he was close last time. A lot closer than we thought he should be.
Yeah.
Because he was like 4 picks away from being the first pick in Challenger.
So, Graham, I hear you're holding a casting couch for dominant men.
Yeah, for Travis.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Travie wants to switch to the right side. Okay.
So yeah,
we got some guys that we want to reach out to.
We want to reach out to. We need some alphas, some left side alphas.
Yeah.
Well, you can still be beta over there, but
We need some.
the truth is, if you pull back the cloth, I'm very beta. So alpha on the left.
Yeah, so we need someone who's really into Travis and wants to be his daddy on the left side. And
Yep.
we've got a list of people that we'd like to show up for the casting if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could read that list. It's in no particular order.
Yep.
But
Okay.
these are
Left
people.
side monsters.
Left side, yeah. Just left side BDEs.
Okay, so on the invitation list, Hayden Patriquin.
Love him. Literally, kid has every single shot. Like every time that I practice them, I'm like, God, this kid's fucking good.
He's getting good. He's really
so
good.
fucking good. I can't think of one shot he doesn't have.
I was watching him a little bit after you said that at the Masters. I'm like, yeah, he's right. This guy's disgusting.
Dude, it's a joke. Honestly, like he's outrageous.
Yeah. And got a pretty swaggy, fun personality
He's just,
too.
yeah. I mean,
He makes you laugh.
He is a great kid. In fact, he had the line of the week for me, and he'll know this already, like without me even saying it. But he was playing mixed next to me, and he was playing De Villiers and Callie Smith. He wins the first game easy, loses the second game, and like we finish before the third. I see him warming up for his men's doubles later, and I'm like, "Hey man, how did the mix end up?" He's like, "Don't ask stupid questions, Travis." And I'm like, "What do you mean? How did you do?" He's like, "Grow up, dude. Just grow up." And I was like, I look at Cal, I'm like, "Did he win?" He's like, "Yeah, he won." He's like, "Of course I won. Just grow up. You're so stupid right now." I was like, good shit right there.
I hope he doesn't get any bigger. I hope he stays the same
just a little
size.
forever.
Because if he got big, it wouldn't be funny.
No,
but
exactly. So
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
he said to me, the rest of the guys was like, "Grow up, dude. Just fucking grow up." I thought it was classic. So yeah, he's on that list, high on the list for me.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Other people on the list, we've got James Ignatowicz.
James has the best two-handed backhand cross-court roll in pickleball by a country mile. And his improvement rate has been staggering. He's obviously taking it extremely seriously now. He is infinitely better, in my opinion, with the power air than he was with the 002. He's getting a lot more spin. And yeah, I would love to be his right side guy and just sit there and hook forehand dinks and backhand counters. But he's obviously got a great partner in Matt Wright. But hey, man, that doesn't work out, Jimmy. You know where to find me.
he likes being daddy too.
He's Papa Jimmy.
And just to backtrack, is Hayden committed to anyone for this?
Yes, he and Callan are committed, I believe, for the first 6 events.
Okay.
And so, again, like
all these people have partners, so no disrespect. We're just
no
saying.
disrespect
Yeah.
to the partner. And all of you are dominant left side guys. I just feel like I'm a right side guy that would be way better on the right than I am on the left. And I've never played with somebody that I'm like, this guy's better than me. This guy can carry me. I've never had that experience. And I'm anxious to have it where I'm like, oh, I play average. I mean, I had it with Matt to some extent, but I was so bad because of my knee in Daytona. And truth, like Matt is played very well on the left, but that's not his nature at this point. Like he's a right side monster. And so, I have the same, similar skill sets in some regard and think that I can hook the forehand dink and be really effective forehand off the bounce. So I want to move over to that right side. Yeah, so no disrespect to the other guys. It's not what this is about. We're just giving kudos and props to the guys who are dominant left-siders. And if you, for whatever reason, feel like that partnership doesn't work out, hi, guys.
Looks like we're also going to be sending an invitation to Jack Sock with the two-handed backhand roll.
Jack, I mean, even without the two-handed backhand roll, he's pretty nasty, let's be honest. But I just don't think, and this is nothing against Colin Schick, but I think Colin's actually a left side guy. I don't think he should be playing the right. So that's an issue for them. And no disrespect to Colin at all.
Do you think that they're going to be sticking together for a good number
I
of
think
events?
they're really good friends. Like watching their interaction this week, they obviously really enjoy each other's company and they're having a blast. So, that might be more important to Jack than the ultimate W. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But, you got to give all of these teams 6 to 8 events to kind of feel this out. But of course, there's going to be a couple of them that are going to split because they're not going to have the results that they want.
Yeah. Gabe Tardio or Andre Daescu?
They are actually a partnership. Gabe has been playing the right. Both of them I like very, very much. Gabe, I think, is probably the first or second most improved player from last year. And then Andre is just rock solid. So I think they're going to have good results. What I think that one potentially could split on is more if Andre plays so many APP events that he just can't fit the schedule for Gabe. But I've been super impressed watching Gabe. I think, again, he's a guy who has tons and tons of shots, and his ceiling is super high.
Next up, Connor Garnett.
Nasty left-sider. Great two-handed backhand cross-court dink. Has improved his hand speed. Incredible off the drive. So, yeah, another guy that's a left-side wizard that I wouldn't mind teaming up with.
And then final two, this next one, Tyson McGuffin.
Tyson, I love Tyson's game because the guy is super cerebral when he plays. The error count is always very low. You don't watch a lot of matches where you're just like, God, he just gave that away. It just doesn't happen. The guy just grinds out points, and obviously super good drive off the forehand, can drive and crash. And I think he's an exceptional left side player, even with the one-hander. Like, he's one of the guys who handles the two-handed cross-court dink with the one-e as well as anybody. The only other guy who handles it that well is Staxford.
Yep. And then
maybe Ben.
Last one was Riley Newman.
Yeah, but, I love Thomas. I don't think that one's going to switch up. That's a great partnership. It's the right partner for him, but Riley is an absolute beast. He would probably be my top choice of all the players for obvious reasons, and plus a super athlete. And then the one that we missed there, though,
Federico
was
Staxford.
Federico.
Yeah, we forgot to put him on
Federico's
there.
a fucking beast, man. God, that guy's good. And just, again, watch the error count, which is something that I put so much emphasis on because I just think it's critical. He just doesn't make errors. And Pablo is an awesome, awesome player, and they're having great results. But Pablo is far more up and down. He can play fantastic, and they have a really big advantage with the lefty-righty. But I've always thought, like, if you put me on the right with Federico, we could probably have very, very good results. Like, it would be a tough out.
Nice.
So that's a lot of options. Come on.
Yeah.
You got to grab one. What is that? 8 guys? 9 guys? Damn.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll set up the casting couch. I'll get some catering and
Chipotle.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. What would you think, Graham, for Travis? Who would you pick out of that list?
I'm liking Hayden a lot right now too. Or Fed.
I'll give you a little incentive too. If we play 5 events and don't make a final, I'll drop $5,000 in your account.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna say Hayden or Fed are the two that I'd like to see the most.
Yeah.
Out of that list.
Well,
I mean, Jack's nice because you're gonna get a lot of center court action, so you're gonna get a lot of TV time. But if I'm looking forward to a partnership, it's probably Hayden. Hayden's so
unique,
Fed.
Man. Jesus, like I try to think of like shots he doesn't have, and it just doesn't exist. But yeah, Hayden or Fed would probably be top 2 because Riley's not switching. Like, he's going to stay with Thomas, and for good reason. Thomas is playing awesome.
Yeah.
Thomas has really, really improved his game as well.
Yeah, they're probably playing the finals right now, as a matter
probably
of fact.
are. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So those would probably be the top 2 picks.
Cool. Well, that's our recap. Any other thoughts or feelings on the world of pickleball, guys?
Tennis fucking sucks. Great turnout for the Masters. They did a great job. Credit to the PPA for that one. The event was fantastic. Great venue. And yeah, 5G's in the account, kids. You want to play 5 events and we don't make a final, you get $5K.
Who is your next partner, like, for your next event?
Next event is AJ Kohler.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And yep, for Mesa. And then I've got
why not Zane? Where's Zane? He's after it?
Zane is not playing Mesa. And then I play with Roscoe again in Minnesota. I play with Augie G, I believe is his name, in Virginia Beach. And then I'm pretty much with Zane solid after that.
Interesting.
All right.
Houston, North Carolina. And Zane is making a schedule. So we talked about it yesterday. But
do you tell these partners that if one of these top 8 guys says you're going to move to them, or you're just like, no, I'm committing to you. We're going to Minnesota?
No, that's different. Like, let's say Hayden, for instance, was like, hey, let's play these 4 events. Then yeah, I would say let's play these 4 events. But if it's like we're playing this one event and I've already committed, no, I'm not going to do it for one event. I'm not going to be that kind of guy for one event.
Okay.
I know you would, but that's you. my brain thinks differently in that way.
Yeah. I mean,
That
it's
whole like honesty, loyalty thing.
I mean, I would have, this is the thing, I would have set the expectation before I committed to partnership. I'd say, hey, I'd love to play with you because you have the control.
But
you
I
have the
think that's-
leverage.
I think that's
You're the guy that's even getting them into the draw. These guys aren't going to play pro without
predetermined to
you.
some extent. Like literally, it's predetermined to some extent. But it would be a conversation. I wouldn't just say like we're not playing.
I would have
say,
had
hey,
a conversation.
Riley called me. And
I would
said,
have had a conversation ahead of time and
Fair
said, I'd love to have you as a partner in Minnesota. However, if a top 10 guy calls me up and is available for Minnesota, I'm going to have to call you maybe within only a couple days notice and let you know that I'm playing with them instead because this is my career and it's really important for me to get more podium. And I think that person would be very understanding and say, no problem.
They would, for sure.
So that's
For
how I
sure.
would have
It's an
handled
honest
it.
conversation. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it.
All right,
Go ruck
sucks.
yourself.
Go ruck yourself.